Hi everyone, it's Art. This is not going to be the typical video that I like to produce and show you on the channel here. This video is just straight from the heart and straight from me. I feel like I owe it to all of my viewers to kind of clue you in on some things that have happened and can happen if you decide to do the Great Loop. I'm here in Mackinac City right now. That's part of what this video is about. We're stuck here for a few days waiting out a weather window. That's why you see me wearing this windscreen microphone here, because it's really pretty windy, and I'll swing the camera around and show you the American flag right over there. It's sticking straight out, you know. So it's quite a windy day here. I'm on the fly bridge, but what I want to talk to you about is you see Sharon and I having a lot of fun in the videos, and you think, man, I'd love to do that. I'm not trying to discourage anyone. I just kind of want to clue you in on some things that might happen to you, like it did Sharon and I. This story goes back probably about three and a half weeks ago. We were in the middle of the Trent Severn waterway, and at lock, I think it was 17, it might be 18, but anyhow, it's a very, very big lock. It's a dual chamber lock, and through the progression of 2 steps, you go up about 45 feet, which makes it a huge lock. And we were cruising, approaching this lock, and when you, in Canada, you signal the operator of the lock by tying up to the wall on the side of the lock that has a blue stripe on it, and that signals to them you want to come through the lock. And one of our buddy boats was in front of me and had already tied up, and as I approached the blue line there in the boat, the current that was created from letting the water out of the lock in preparation for us to go through, took the boat and just took it out of my control. And I slammed the corner end of the lock wall on the port side of the boat. And I'm very proud to say that this old boat, for as old as it is, was very, very well built. And it took a licking, and fortunately for me, it hit exactly on the through hole, which was for the exhaust of my generator. Both the water that the generator uses to cool itself and the fume exhaust come out through the same through hole. And I really thought I had messed things up, but upon inspection, it didn't look like anything was wrong. So we continued on, and we went to, that's one of the ferries here in Mackinac City, getting ready to pull out. We went on to our night's destination, which was Hastings, Ontario, on the wall there right outside the lock. And when we got in, we were all tired. I think we'd done like 10 or 12 locks that day and probably 30 or 40 miles, so it was a long day. And we got to Hastings, and we were all anxious to get outside and discuss the day and have a few drinks with some friends. And we went off to do that. And I came back to the boat to make Sharon another cocktail. And I smelled something in the boat. I'd left the generator running, and whenever I start the generator, I check it to make sure that it's operating like it should. It's exhaust and the water's coming out of it, so I know it'll run cool. I came back and I smelled a smell that smelled familiar to me, because it happened to me before when I had burnt a belt on the generator. So I just, out of precaution, just shut the generator down. I took Sharon's drink back to her, and I came finished my evening with our friends. When we came back, we brought our lawn chairs we had taken with us, and Sharon goes to put her chair in the V berth and steps in about 12 inches of water. And what had happened was that the collision with the corner of that wall and my through hole had actually compromised the integrity of that through hole, and the vibration of the generator had broken the through hole off inside my boat. So I was actually sinking my boat with my generator, because the water that should have been expelled out of the boat was going inside the hull of the boat. And I tell you all this so I can tell you that sometimes, you know, you have to think off the cuff. You have to think off the top of your head and think, you know, make yourself think in an emergency situation what to do. And true enough, that's what both Sharon and I arose to the occasion of. I'd never been, and never thought I could get back behind the port side of the port engine in my boat. But somehow, with the miracle of boat yoga, I had done that, and somehow we had the boat, already had the boat pumped out with the bilge pumps. But Sharon came up with a really genius idea that just by fate, I had included something on our trip, and that was a piece of foam rubber mat that I had used earlier when we were prepping the boat to do a bottom job on, and it made it easier for you to kneel down on and do work on. So I just by chance threw that on the boat, thinking, well, I might need it. And sure enough, I did. Sharon came up with the idea of cutting off a corner of that thing and giving it to me, and I stuck it in the hole that was now about 3 inches in diameter, that was exposing or could expose water to come into the boat. It was about 3 inches above the water line of the boat, and that was the best I could do for the time being. And I checked with several marinas along the way, some of them that had service departments, some of them that say, no, we can't help you. And it dawns on you when you're doing the loop and something like this happens that you're 3,000 miles from home. You're 3,000 miles away from your safety net and of your friends and people that you know that you could call on to help you, or call on to lend some assistance in your predicament. And sure as the world, you know, it makes reality set in and sink in pretty quick. So anyhow, we got the boat prepped and got it fixed so that it was watertight again, or would remain watertight. And as we progressed along the Trent Severn Waterway, and as we came back into America, all the way up until here in Mackinac City, I checked and checked and checked with marinas along the way, and they were all backlogged and didn't really give you 10 minutes worth of conversation to try to discuss when they could get you in. However, I did find a marina that had in stock the part I needed. And remember, this is almost a 50-year-old boat, and getting a part that you need with the size that it was kind of hard to do. And but fortunately, at right before lock 45 on the Trent Severn Waterway, and that's the very last lock on the Trent Severn, there's a marina there that had the part that I needed, and we stopped in there and I got the part. And of course, their service department couldn't help me out. They were backlogged, and I think this backlog probably is a result of so many loopers being on the route this year. But nonetheless, I was glad to get the part, and now it was up to me to either find a marina that could do the work, or find a marina where I could do the work in it myself, or wait until such time as someone could pull me out or whatever. So anyhow, that's kind of what had happened here until we got all the way to Mackinac City. And I'm just kind of proud to say that my wife and I worked together, and about the only thing we could really come up with and do was to launch our dinghy off the boat, move it around to the side of the boat. This particular marina has fixed docks, and the level of the fixed dock level is about 5 feet above the water, and that's way too far for me to reach from the dock level. So we launched the dinghy, and we put that in there, and we were able to work together and get this thing fixed, put the new part in, and wasn't without some difficulty. I had to do some boat yoga again and get around the backside of that engine, which was not easy to do, but we got it done. Sharon was in the dinghy and inserted the part through the hull of the boat, and I was inside and grabbed hold of it, and able to put the flange nut on it and get it good and tight along with some sealant. But what I wanted to just kind of leave everyone with the idea of is that sometimes the loop, you see it in the videos, we're all having a fun time and everything's all hunky-dory and oh, I want to do it, and that's the first thing you see. But you need to understand the Great Loop is not an easy feat to accomplish. If it was, everybody would be doing it. And right now there's about 600 boats doing it this year, and that's because COVID had shut Canada down for the last 2 years. So all those people that wanted to do it over the last 2 years are all doing it with Sharon and I, who had planned to do it this year all along. So anyhow, it all comes together though, and you just need to know that sometimes you have to be able to think quickly, react quickly to what the Marines say, adapt, improvise, and overcome. So that's what I wanted to want all my readers or all my followers to know. Throughout this video, you've seen some videos. I've inserted some videos of what I was doing, how critical it really looked. And to be honest with you, I traveled probably about 700 miles with a piece of sponge rubber stuck in the side of my boat to keep it from sinking. But I had to do it, and about the only way to get it done was what Sharon and I had to do there yesterday afternoon. So the final scene I'll leave you with is the generator pumping water out the new through hull, doing what it should do. We're safe and sound now. So hope you enjoyed watching this From the Heart video, and drop me a comment if you think I handled this right. If you think I handled it wrong. I had known that I could have probably done it off the dinghy all along. However, I kind of wanted a professional to do it, and although I'll say I'm pretty skilled with my hands and was taught a lot of things to do when I was a kid by my father, but yeah, we finally decided to do it, and it was scary when I pulled that old part of that through hull out, and I didn't know really what I was going to find behind it. I didn't know if the boat had been cracked, fiberglass had been compromised or whatever. But this boat is made with the gunnels on this boat on both the port and the starboard side, I discovered was made of fiberglass about 3/4 of an inch thick. So I didn't really have any worries at all after I saw that. But anyhow, thank you for watching, and like I said, drop a comment if you think I handled this right or if you think I handled it wrong. I'd like to learn from it. So thanks, and we'll see you later.
Okay, so now